Hi guys, this is Jay at iFast University, and today I'm going to talk to you about a client, a hypothetical client of yours who comes in, loses weight, a lot of weight, and then over the course of about 3 months has gained almost all of it back. Maybe something happened with their family, maybe work stress caught up with them, something happened, life happened, and they've gained back almost all the weight that they managed to lose, and they're beating themselves up about it. So the question is, what do you as the coach say to them? And my answer to this is, it doesn't actually matter what you say to them. It actually matters what they say to you first. So you have to, as the coach, listen to what this client's self-talk is. Are they beating themselves up by saying, I'm just a failure. I'm never going to lose weight. Are they saying to themselves, I'm just so discouraged because I feel like I'm right back where I started? What is it that they're saying? And you have to coach them by meeting them where they are first, right? You have to understand what their mindset is, what their frame for their idea of themselves is. So if they think that they're just a complete failure, they're never going to be successful, then you have to listen to that and acknowledge that's a really reasonable feeling to have at this point. And then, and only then, I think, can you do some work in reframing and highlighting some examples of past successes that they have had, or finding ways to frame the current situation as something different than what their brain is telling them now. So one issue that all coaches, I think, and including me, run into sometimes is we talk to our clients and we get frustrated at their inability to see the truth that we see, or their inability to perceive the world as we perceive it. So let's say you've been coaching for a while and you don't think a lot of static stretching is a good idea, and your client comes in and they want to do a lot of static stretching because they've studied martial arts, or they've been a gymnast, or whatever. And it's really tempting for us to butt heads with our clients, or if not butt heads with our clients, at least vent about them behind their backs to other coaches that agree with us, right? I'm like, oh, this client is so stupid. They just want to do these static stretches and they're useless, and they're not going to get what they want out of it, and they just won't listen to me. And I think the hard part about coaching is understanding that we coach human beings. We don't coach movements. We don't coach facts. We don't coach, just abstract things. We don't coach robots, right? Because if we did coach robots, our jobs would be so much easier, because we know exactly what they need to do and how they need to do it. And if, for example, with your fat loss clients, if you said to client X, you need to follow steps 1 through 100 and then you will lose weight. And then if they went and followed all those steps, they would lose weight, right? It's really simple. But human beings are messier. Human beings come to you with their own preconceived notions, their own experiences, their own frameworks for looking at the world. And the hard part about coaching is understanding that it's our job as coaches to understand their framework and to see what kinds of interactions we can have with them within their framework, and to start to nudge their framework to be more open or to change a little bit. But if you just run at them headlong and say, look, you just don't understand the facts. These are the facts as they relate to static stretching or weight training or nutrition, then it's going to be really hard for you to get buy-in from your clients. So that's kind of a vague answer, but I think it's the only answer I can really give you on how do you address a client that's super frustrated with themselves for gaining back a whole bunch of weight that they've lost, because nothing that I say is going to change that client's mind about who they are unless I connect with that person and their frame of reference about the world and themselves first. And I think that having been recently married and having a child, that is kind of the secret to life in general and not just coaching, right? I have spent many times, many days in arguments with my wife and saying like, man, I'm so reasonable and she's so unreasonable. And if only I could get her to see the world my way, then everything would be better. And it's kind of a long process of understanding that, sometimes I'm the unreasonable one, or maybe sometimes we're both reasonable and we just see the world very, very differently. And so, a coaching relationship is not that different from a marriage where you gotta find ways to see the world from your client's perspective first, if you want to have any chance of nudging them into a different way of seeing the world. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.